Hello and welcome to my reflective presentation for Film and Media Module 1. So in this presentation I'm going to chat about sort of the challenges that I faced, mainly the work I've completed and just overall my general thoughts about this module. And in this module, which was introduction to visual language, this has been a great introduction for me personally. I've really enjoyed the creative sort of freedoms that has given me as a creative, as someone that is unbelievably passionate about film. I have been from I was 3 or 4 years old. I remember watching Lord of the Rings and Spider-Man, those two films in particular, in the cinema for the very first time. And ever since then, it's been something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to chase it, just due to other commitments and life in general. It's been held back a little bit. But I do really, really want to start the building blocks, start chasing that dream to be involved in the industry in some capacity and to hopefully have a career one day. That is the end goal, I suppose. But I have really, really enjoyed this course so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing on and continuing this journey. So in this module in particular, we focused on lighting, framing and composition, sound, colour, all the general sort of film techniques. What I was really happy about in particular was the focus on framing and composition. I love photography and I love cinematography. That's something in particular that I would definitely love to go into. And sort of like the focus on the intention of framing. So a great example of that is you will see on the screen there, exercise 11, where we had to capture sort of shots and experiment just with framing in general. So you could take a photo of a coffee cup and not pay too much attention. Step back, dial in your settings a wee bit better, your ISO, your aperture, your depth of field, everything else, and focus on why you're taking a photo of this, what story you're looking to tell. I think that's super important, and I really, really like to focus on that overall. I think that framing and composition was one thing that stayed throughout the whole module. And I really, really like that aspect. One of the examples of my work here, I decided to pick the monologue, Before Sunrise monologue, mainly because it did focus on the framing and composition, but also because I really enjoyed the acting aspect. Acting is not something I've ever really tried before, but I liked that this module give us the freedom and the option to do it. It was really nice, unexpected. I didn't expect to be doing a lot of acting. For some reason, I just I didn't have it in my head, but this was really, really nice. I really hope to be doing more of this sort of stuff. I focused a lot with natural light with this, as you can probably see in the picture. The candle in particular was the main element there for that. I fixed the blinds in my kitchen. Yeah, there's no other light there apart from what you see in the frame. It's all natural light. That was something that I did throughout this entire module, mainly because I don't have proper lighting at the moment. I do hope to have better lighting in the next few months. But I really enjoyed just being able to tell that story, and it's one of my favorite films of all time, written and directed by Richard Linklater, and I just love the dialogue, and I just thought that was a good example. Another example here is exercise 9, Colouring the Creative Industries, where we had to build a world, create a story using maybe about 10 images there, along with a colour palette. Shot deck is another thing that I was incredibly happy to see being brought into this course overall. I love shot deck. I've known about it for several years now, and it's something I go on to in my spare time and I look at. I think it's such a great tool. It's just, if you love photography, if you love movies and in general, it's just brilliant to be able to go on and just look through the entire film in stills. It's just fantastic. But here I want to focus on mainly cosmic horror. I love horror. I think there's so much freedom with horror. I decided to go with more cosmic here, focus on a lot of deep reds, trippy colors, purples, yellows, oranges, just really weird imagery. I love that sort of stuff. And that was the story I tried to convey there. So for the assignment, my short film called Dear Anybody, this was mainly influenced by David Lynch and Sam Lake in particular, two artists that I absolutely revere at this point. I think they've been such a big inspiration for my photography and for my story building, and I just really want to focus on more of like a surrealist sort of dreamlike imagery, and I think I achieved some of that in the film. You'll see that's why the sky is purple in the short film. I focused a lot on color. I tried to bring all the elements of what we have covered in this model. I tried to bring everything into this film as much as I possibly could. The haptic stuff, certainly sound in general, and of course framing and composition. No dialogue, so we had to tell this through a visual story. I did put some dialogue in it as a voiceover, at the start, just to sort of just as an introduction into the film, which I thought was a nice enough idea. Uh, but again, I had so much fun making this little film. I really really can't wait to do more. I'm already writing more short films. I can't wait to make more. I think it's just really really nice to sit behind a camera and to have your camera and that's it, and just to make something. I only have a tripod, a smartphone, and a couple of little mics. That's all I have. So that was definitely a challenge that I faced in this course, was just being able to work with what you had, and doing it alone, doing it with no crew and no one else. The skills I developed, probably one there was just being able to work by myself, to be able to do, you're basically doing everything. The location hunting, you'd be driving about for hours trying to find where it is you're going to shoot. Certainly for that short film, that's exactly what I had to do. I had to drive about for a couple hours and just go to different places and scope them out and try to think, is that what I want to be in the film? Is it, I don't know, fighting back and forth with yourself. I bought a little journal that I would write stuff down in, do wee little storyboards. You'll see in particular in that short film on my assignment log, there is a story kind of what I had, but it's really nothing like the final film. But I kind of like it, how it's just evolved. Sometimes I find in particular there's a lot of spontaneity that comes out of just having a camera in your hand. You'll have a whole plan written out, and then when you get out there, something will change because the weather may be a certain way, or there's maybe something in the background that you catches your eye and you're just like, no, I need to film that, I need to capture that. I just really love that about film in general. But I think I've become much more efficient with Premiere Pro. It's something I have used in the past but never really focused a whole lot on. I'm really really willing to learn now on it. I've really enjoyed my time being on it. I love the editing process. It's when everything comes together. There's nothing more exciting than that. But it was definitely a challenge, being by myself and having to work to those deadlines. But I love those deadlines because it just really really helps productivity. It really stops procrastination as well, I find. So I enjoyed engaging with my peers. I enjoyed the film review clubs in particular. I love just being in a room, virtually in a room with like-minded people, just chatting about movies and just talking about their favorite films, what they liked, what they didn't like, the inspiration that they've got from it. I just loved being in that room, being in that space, chatting. And I've always tried to sort of engage with the forums and post on the forums every time I completed an exercise. The Discord server in particular, I really enjoyed being on. I would sort of post what I was watching. If I got a new Blu-ray, I would take a photo of it and post it in. And I'm building my collection, and I really just love discovering movies. I love just coming across films and watching films in general. So it was really nice to just have somewhere to put that, and to have a response to that, and to have a nice wee conversation about it with somebody. Criticism is also very very important to me. I think criticism is important in all walks of life, but I will take any feedback on board, and in the hopes that it'll always make me a better artist and a better creative. So again, I find that the diary did really help me. I write all my ideas in there, and it helped me suss a lot of it out in this course. So on to the future. I think I am definitely most proud of the short film. It's a step in the right direction, although there are flaws, although it's not perfect. Nothing ever is perfect, but I do find that it was the first time that I've ever really sat and made something that is a short film, and I found that it was like I really focused on the framing, and I really put the effort into it, and to put the effort into creating a story. And although it's not an original, I do think it's a step in the right direction, and it's a step that I was very happy to take. I'm trying to keep everything realistic. Again, I would love to go into the industry in some manner in the next couple of years, and cinematography is something I'm really interested in. I feel incredibly at home making movies, writing in general, shooting, being behind the camera, acting even. I love acting even though I'm not particularly good at it, but I really enjoy it. I just want to create and to be a part of that, and to collaborate, because it's incredibly important to collaborate. Yeah, and just evolving in general as a filmmaker and as a creative, and just learning new techniques and not being afraid of learning new techniques. I think that's incredibly important. You should never be afraid of learning something new and changing and growing. It's a part of life in general, but in particular, if you want to get better, you need to be able to appreciate something new and to be able to delve into something new. And having that hope as well. And I just wanted to finish with a quote from David Lynch, because again, I just revere the man. I just think I just watched Eraserhead for the first time, his first feature, and I just blew my mind. The black and white photography and the nightmarish story was just unlike anything else. But I'm just going to read out a little quote from David Lynch here. Film exists because we can go and have experiences that would be pretty dangerous or strange for us in real life. We can go into a room and walk into a dream. And that basically sums up my entire sort of my entire opinions on creativity and my entire opinions and everything else. I just want to be able to do exactly that. Walk into a room and dream while I'm awake. I just think that perfectly sums everything up for me. And you can do anything with film. You can make anything. Grab a camera and you can do anything with it. And I just want to continue that. I just want to do my best for my tutors, to do best for my peers, to do whatever I can do. I know this is a long distance, and this is long distance learning technically, but I really can't wait to continue on, and to again just to put 100% in everything that I do with this course. Can't wait to learn more, and I absolutely look forward to the next chapter with the OCA, and thank you very much for watching this presentation.